good. I want to do a video about my favorite Jay-Z verse of all time. It was a verse that wasn't on any albums. It wasn't, it's not like a well-regarded verse. Nobody like talks about it. I haven't heard about it in over 20 years now. But it's always been one of my favorite verses, and it's always on the top of my mind. I find myself saying it all the time. And it's a verse he did on a song called People Talk, or People Talking. And it's like a hidden track on the Jay-Z Blueprint Unplugged that he did for MTV. That's the only place you could find it. For years before YouTube, I used to look for this song. I couldn't find it anywhere because I didn't have that album. I had the Blueprint, but I didn't have the Unplugged album. You couldn't really find it. You can find it now if you go on YouTube and put in People Talking Jay-Z. But this verse is so ill because when it came out, it was released at the height of the Jay-Z and Nas beef, lyrical beef that they had. And I don't know why this verse doesn't ever get brought up in the conversation. Everybody wants to compare either to Super Ugly or even to Takeover. But this verse was about Nas, and it was so ill. It was such an ill verse. So what I'm going to do here, because we're on YouTube, I can't play the song for you. So I'm going to spit the verse, and then I'm going to break down the verse, right? So look, the verse starts, I speak through music, I reach you dudes. We can get deeper in the dirt than cleat shoes. I refuse to lose, I peep you creeps 3 months in advance. I see right through you, Judas. The man that I am, and damn you don't know. The harder you come at me, the harder I go. Let's do this. I'm just a mirror reflecting your image. The minute you switch up your face, I pick up the pace, nothing to it. Pull hammers from my waist, we can clap at this amateur pace if that's what's cracking, or we can play this on all man. Can you even fathom not having a fear in the world? I'm cool in my afterlife if I'm reading these chapters right. Please, what have you? I breeze through Matthew, bleed if I have to. You cowards die 1,000 deaths. Fake fucks face down on your housing steps. Are you even getting the message? I ain't being aggressive, but if you testing my life, then shit, I gotta answer. Gotta cut off the cancer, youngin'. Pull your pants up. You getting too big for your britches. You fucking with a dude that did it with digits. Breathing's a privilege. Don't you know when you're defeated? Won't you throw in the towel? I'm better with vowels. I'm a man of principle. Damn near invincible. In my own mind, now that my soul's aligned. Didn't know before, but now my role's defined. To take hold of control of what's mine. Come and get me. Trying to take my life, you coming with me. Come and try to take me for granted, I take you off this planet. Damn it, man, this is a gift from God. This ain't happenstance, and your arms are too short to box. Plus, we knuckle up unorthodox. You can't take me off my grind, get off my cock. What you thought is the rock? Back in the mix of a scuffle since 86. I've been sick with the hustle. Get a couple of chicks to touch you. Featherweight fucker, don't ever hate on the brothers. Yo, my nigga. Yo, listen, man. Just to give some backstory on it, right? Takeover was dropped with the Blueprint, which dropped on September 11th, 2001. The song itself, Jay-Z performed it at Summer Jam that summer prior to his album being released, so everybody had heard the song since about July, right? But it was really released in September. In December is when Ether came out. It came out December of 2001, right? So that's 3 months later, right? Jay-Z did this Unplugged. It was November of 2001. So that's before Ether dropped, right? But it's after he already had put Takeover out. And let's go through the bars, because I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. Look, when he says, I speak through music, I reach you dudes, we can get deeper in the dirt than cleat shoes, right? Okay, that's a simple little bar. I refuse to lose. Keep that in mind. I refuse to lose. That was like Jay-Z's slogan back then. I will not lose. But he says it in this rhyme. I refuse to lose. And Nas used that as the hook for Ether. I refuse to lose. I peep you creeps 3 months in advance. I see right through you, Judas. Now let's go over the timeline. Ether dropped in December. Takeover dropped in September. October, November, December. I peep you creeps 3 months in advance. I see right through you, Judas. Right? So September he drops Takeover. Nas drops Ether in December. This song comes out in November. He does this in November. It's recorded in November and it comes out in December. So he, like, come on, son. Your man was ahead of his time. I remember listening to this, thinking about all this back then, right? So I see you right through you, Judas. The man that I am, and damn you don't know. The harder you go at me, the harder I flow. Let's do this. I'm just a mirror reflecting your image. The minute you switch up your face, I pick up the pace. There's nothing to it. All right, let's break down what that means. All right, I'm just a mirror reflecting your image, right? I'm basically, we're the same. I'm you. We all, like, we're from the same cloth. But the minute that you switch up your face, I pick up the pace, right? So it's like I'm a mirror reflecting you. But once you start, get the grill, you know what I'm saying? You seem like you aggressive or you want to go at me. Now I'm going even harder. That's one way to look at it. Another way to look at it is if the nigga, look at Nas' albums. All Nas' albums is the nigga's face. Every album, his first 4 albums, he switched his face up. Every time, I'm just a mirror reflecting your image. The minute you switch up your face, Nas' first album was his baby picture. Next album, it was written, was him in his 20s. Third album, I Am, it's him as the Pharaoh. You feel me? Fourth, you know what I'm saying? Fourth album, Nostradamus, it's him in some whatever hood shit. Like, yo, the minute you switch up your face, I pick up the pace. Every time you drop, I'm going harder. Like, you know what I'm saying? Almost giving Nas props to me, if I read that right? He's almost giving Nas, like, every time you drop, I feel like I gotta go harder. So that's another way you could take that. Like, yo, this nigga Jay is ill, son. Like, I remember listening to that shit when it came out, thinking this right now, and I'm like, I don't hear nobody talk about this. So anyway, the minute you switch up your face, I pick up the pace, nothing to it. Pull hammers from my waist. We can clap at this amateur pace if that's what's cracking, or we can play this on all Madden, right? So we can play at this amateur pace. Anybody that doesn't play Madden, all Madden is the hardest skill that you could play on Madden. It's like it goes from rookie to like pro to like vet and then all Madden is like the hardest level that you could play on. So he's saying we could play at this amateur place, right, where we throwing subs at each other, because they were doing that back and forth, both crews. That's another video. I could go into all the subs they were throwing at each other, but I'm just gonna take for granted that people already know that prior to the beef actually popping off. So he's basically saying in that line, like, we can keep doing the subs or we can have direct conflict, right? We can clap at this amateur pace if that's what's cracking, or we can play this on all Madden. Whatever you want to do, we can play this on all Madden. Please, hold up. We can play this on all Madden. Can you even fathom not having a fear in the world? I'm cool in my afterlife if I'm reading these chapters right. Like, come on, son. He's saying if I'm reading the Bible correctly, I might not be a religious man, but if I'm reading these, I'm good. If I'm reading like how I'm supposed to live as a moral person, you know what I'm saying? If I'm reading these chapters right, I'm good in the afterlife. You feel me? Please, what have you? I breezed through Matthew, which is the book in the Bible, which everybody should know. Bleed if I have to. You cowards die 1,000 deaths, right? So basically what he's saying that is because it's an old saying that a coward dies 1,000 deaths. A liar, you know what I'm saying, which you can equate to a coward, is, they die 1,000 times. You know what I'm saying? The man who stands on his own, he dies one time. He dies physically. You know what I'm saying? A coward or somebody that, lying. And again, Jay-Z's on the opposite side of Nas, and he's not at that time rocking with anything that he had, any opinions he has of Jay at the time. So he's like, yo, lying on me or you trying to create a narrative about me. You know what I'm saying? You a coward, you a liar, you die 1,000 deaths, you feel me? So, cowards die 1,000 deaths. Fake fucks face down on your house and steps. Alright, that's a reference to Queensbridge, because everybody know Nas. Anybody that know Nas or know about Nas know he rapped Queensbridge, even though at that point in their careers he was far removed from Queensbridge. But, you know, so a reference to that. Fake fucks face down on your house and steps. Are you even getting this message? I ain't being aggressive, but if you testing my life and shit, I gotta answer. Gotta cut off the cancer. Youngin', pull your pants up. And I remember this at that time. Like, now I'm older and shit like that. Like, at that time, they've all looked old. They was both way older than me. But now I'm older now than they were at the time they were going through this, right? So, I think Jay was like 32 and Nas was like 28, right? But that was like a thing Nas kept making a point about, at least in his interviews. I don't remember any songs where he really referenced it, but in his interviews, he kept talking about how much younger he was than Jay, right? So I feel like that was like kind of Jay referencing Nas being a little bit younger than him in that, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't think he's like crazy older than him, but he's like a couple years. And at that age, when you're 32 and somebody's 28, you know what I'm saying, that the age difference seems bigger than what it actually is. So that's what I think that's what's reference to that. So youngin', pull your pants up. You getting too big for your britches. You fucking with a dude that did it with digits. Breathing's a privilege. It's like, I'm letting you live, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't you know when you're defeated, won't you throw in the towel? I'm better with vowels. He's basically saying I'm a better rapper than you. I'm a man of principle, damn near invincible. He said, I'm a man of principle. I'm damn near invincible in my own mind. Now that my soul's aligned, right? Now that I know who I am, I feel like nothing can touch me. I didn't know before, but now my role's defined. To take hold of control of what's mine, come and get me. And listen, I did this video just off memory and just basically just, you know what I'm saying, what I remember and how much I wanted to bring light to this song. But if I go back and I really do the research and I could like figure out like the dates and stuff like that, this was 2001, in 2001. I think the Rockefeller breakup happened about 2003. I think Jay is hinting at what he was about to do in this song when he said that. When he said, I'm damn near invincible in my own mind now that my soul's aligned. Didn't know before, but now my role's defined. To take hold and control of what's mine, come and get, you know what I'm saying? I think that's a reference to what he was going to do later as far, you know, and not much later, maybe a year or 2 years later, as far as like separating from Dame and really taking full control of his own career. You know what I'm saying? So take hold of control of what's mine, come and get me. Try to take my life, you coming with me. Come and try to take me for granted, I'll take you off this planet. I just don't, those bars, nigga. Like, I just love those lines, you know what I'm saying? I don't think it have any deeper meaning than what he's actually saying, but it's like, it's fire. You know what I'm saying? Take hold of control of his mind, come and get me. Try to take my life, you coming with me. Come and try to take me for granted, I'll take you off this planet. Damn it, man, this is a gift from God. He's saying, I got this from God. This ain't happenstance, which means it didn't just happen by chance. Happenstance means it's like something that just happens randomly, or, you know what I'm saying, it's a coincidence almost. And your arms are too short to box. Plus, we knuckle up unorthodox. I just want to bring that up because, again, this song was recorded before Ether came out. I'm not sure if Nas heard this song prior to making Ether. I don't know, whatever. But when Nas almost seems like he's responding to that line in Ether when he talks about, you know, Tabo, Ho, trying to work it out, you trying to get brolic, trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like, it seemed like Nas was really, like, almost responding to that bar when he's like, yo, You know what I'm saying? Your arms are too short to box. Plus, we knuckle up on orthodox. You can't take me off my grind. Get off my cock. What you thought is the rock. Back in the mix of the scuffle since 86. Now Jay just talking this shit. Now he just talking this shit. Since 86, I've been sick with the hustle. I get a couple chicks to touch you. Like, you said, you know what I'm saying? You such a little bitch. I'm gonna get some girls to fuck, like, to hit you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta get my niggas. I ain't gotta do it myself. I'm gonna get a couple of chicks to touch you. Touch you in the hood. Kind of, it means, like, yeah, touch you. Like, beat you up or shoot you. You feel me? Get a couple of chicks to touch you. Featherweight fucker. Don't ever hate on the brothers. You feel me? So he basically just playing them like a little nigga, whatever like that. But Jay was just talking this shit at the end. But with all that said, man, that's one of my favorite Jay-Z verses of all time, just because, like, everything in it meant something. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta listen to it. Like, I'm not doing it justice by rapping it. So, like, please don't judge the shit off of how I'm saying it. You know what I'm saying? But if you go listen to it, the beat is just smooth. I hear the beat, and even the sample. I'm not gonna say that he picked that sample just because of that, but, like, I hear the people talk, whistling when they walk. You're kinda hard to find. Like, I'm not gonna say Jay was looking for Nas at that time, but he kinda gave that energy like he might have been looking for Nas and he was kinda hard to find. So anyway, listen, go listen, go Google it, go YouTube it. People Talking, Jay-Z. That's one of my favorite verses, and I just want to bring some light to it and break it down a little bit, because I feel like even if you heard it and you didn't really know the backstory to it, it might not sound as crazy to you as it does to me. But that's that, man. Yeah. Leave a comment. Let me know what y'all think about that. Word.